Hey guys, how's it going? Well, it's another rainy, rainy day here in lovely Vancouver. We had a few days of sun, but I'm afraid it's gone. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my version of stealth parking, and I do things a little bit differently than some other people that have made videos about it and stuff. So, first of all, let's define what stealth parking is. Stealth parking is, specifically speaking, to when you park somewhere to go to sleep for the night, or you park for the night. Um, Basically, it means you're trying to be under the radar, attract as less attention as possible, so that you're not disturbed. And the primary reason for it is just because of that. You don't want hassles. You don't want the cops to, tell you to move along, or security guard to give you a hard time. So you just want to kind of go under the radar. Now, for some people, they'll say that stealth is not important, and I guess it depends on your situation. If you are out in the countryside, or in one of the forests, national forests, or in Canada we call it crown land, government-owned land. In the States they call it BLM land. But if you're on crown land, then it's not an issue, or if you're in the desert or something like that, it's a non-issue, right? But for me, and people like me who live in the city, it can be an issue. It is important to stealth park, because really, ultimately, you're not really fooling the cops. Probably even an astute security guard could figure it out fairly easily, but definitely not fooling the cops. They have a beat that they walk, or that they patrol, I should say, and maybe it's a 3 or 5 square kilometer area, and they drive around and they know that area, and they know, if they've been doing it in that area for a while, they'll know what vehicles are new. If you see a big huge Class A sticking out, they're going to notice. Even a Class B, they're going to notice if it's in their area, especially if it's parked in the same spot over time. And if it's in private property, it could be a problem. So, of course, one of the keys to not being hassled is to not get noticed. That means that's one of the primary reasons I bought this particular van and not a regular Class B. It's because I didn't want fridge vents and awnings and various things that would indicate that that vehicle is made to camp in, which means it probably has a toilet, it probably has a washroom and stuff, and the cops know that, and they're more likely to say, wonder if it's someone living in there. And they're probably not wondering about it. They probably know that they are. So stealth parking is important, because you want to, like I said, you're not going to fool the cops, but who you might fool is little nosy Nellie down the road, who's got nothing better to do but call the cops on somebody who's trying to just have a restful evening and is keeping to themselves, but she wants to be a pain in the butt. So little nosy Nellie's going to call the cops, and then they're kind of forced to spend attention on you, and that means move along, move along. So anyway, so yeah, that's stealth parking in a nutshell. Now, how I do it, a couple different ways. One of the things I do is, my number one rule is never park in front of a residence. I only park in front of apartment buildings, or townhouses, or condos, whatever you want to call it, where there's a multi-dwelling a building where there's many people, and it's very transient, and nobody's going to notice a van that's there and then gone, because it's not like your neighbor on a street where you say, oh, that's my neighbor's truck. Well, whose truck is that now? The people notice these things. I grew up in a lot of different houses, but for some time, or 2 or 3 years, I lived in the same house, and we definitely noticed things. So living in an apartment or parking in a street where there's apartments is very transient. People come and go, and no one's going to notice. So I only park in front of apartment buildings because I don't want to be a burden to people. I don't want to, cause someone stress or anxiety about me being there. I just want to, live in harmony with people and do my thing, and they do their thing, and not cause them anxiety about me parking in front of their house. So park in front of an apartment building. It's not hard to do. There's lots of them around, and it's easy. So yeah, I only park in front of apartment buildings. Now specifically, I have about 3 or 4 places that I park at. There's first of all is my ex-wife's condo where I lived for the last 10 years, and I park there about probably 3 nights a week. If I can't find a spot on the street, which I often can't because the parking is at a premium there, to find street parking, then I'll park in the visitors parking with my visitors display parking permit pass exhibited on the dashboard. And but I try not to park there if I can avoid it, because I don't want to abuse it. Now for me, I have to be at my kid's house at 6 o'clock, well 6:15. I gotta get out at 6, 3 nights a week, so that she can go to work, and I bring my kids to the lady who lives in our neighborhood who brings my kids to school, because my work starts before their school does. So so basically I arrive at, like, depending on how tired I am, I might arrive at 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, and then I will stay the night and then bring my kids to the lady's house to bring them to school. And then by 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm driving my van to work, and I'm not there. So I'm only there overnight, basically. So that's one of the places. Another place is a quiet street in front of apartment buildings that's close to my work. It's literally like a 3-minute drive. And this is one of the differences about what I do, is that I don't have a problem with parking 3 nights in a row in the same spot, because my viewpoint is, if somebody sees your van often enough on a regular basis, they kind of tend to think that it's supposed to be there. Maybe it's part of the neighborhood, and they just kind of more likely to accept it. So if I'm there every week for 3 days, basically Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night. I'm there. Wednesday night? No, not Wednesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night I'm there, and then I'm gone. And I've never had a problem. It's a nice, quiet street. So that's another place that I park on a regular basis, nice and close to work. I could walk to work, and I tried to do that on a regular basis, but got a little bit lazy, I have to admit. And then there's another place, my last place I regularly park is, it's a quiet area near some townhouses, and I park there, same place, every Saturday night, and it's not in front of anybody's direct townhouse, but it is right near townhouses, and again, not have a problem. And there's a couple other places too. Spot near a grocery store that's near a quiet street. I go buy my dinner, and then I kind of take it easy for the rest of the night. So those are the kind of places that I park. Now, another thing that's different about the way I do stealth parking is, I know some people will, they will only stealth park for the night when they're about to go to sleep. And I tried that a couple times, and honestly I didn't like it. I like to, when I'm parked, I'm there, and I kind of take my shoes off, I take it easy. I don't want to have to get into the driver's seat and drive somewhere else now. Once I'm there, I'm there. That's what I try to do, is make as few trips as possible. So that means that I will make my dinner, I'll maybe watch a movie, or surf the internet or something like that, and then I'll go to bed, usually around 11 o'clock. But the key is I'm not loud. I'm a fairly quiet person, and I don't have music going. If I do, I'm using headphones, and aside from maybe a sneeze, no one's even gonna know I'm in there. So I'm quiet. But same thing in the morning. I don't get up in the morning and then drive somewhere like to a grocery store parking lot and then brush my teeth and wash up and stuff and then go to work. I do it where I am, where my stealth spot overnight, do all that stuff, have my breakfast, then I go to work. I've never had a problem, and as long as I'm quiet, I don't see it as a concern. So yeah, that's how I stealth park, and it's important to think about how to make this life as less worrisome, less stressful, and as trouble-free as possible. And that's why I do the stealth thing, because it's less hassle. And the least amount of hassle you can have, the better. A couple videos ago I showed when I was actually in the same spot, there's a guy right down there in the big Class A motorhome, security guard pulling up and saying, "What's going on, bro? I see you parked here a lot. This is private property. You can't do that." So I don't want those hassles. Anyways, guys, I'm actually drinking coffee today. Yes, it's Starbucks. The reason I drink Starbucks is because they have soy milk, and Tim Hortons doesn't. And I asked a couple different locations, they don't carry soy milk, and being vegan, I'm not going to drink regular milk. So yeah, so I just go to the Starbucks. I do occasionally go to Tim Hortons, but if I do, I'll have like a herbal tea or something. So I'm just gonna drink this coffee because I'm super tired. I got like 5 hours sleep. My body woke me up at like 6 in the morning because it's kind of trained to do that. And then I'm gonna get back to work on the old van. Anyway, take care. Have a good night, and I'll see you in the next one.